Welcome back, everyone. Back to the channel Instructions for Humanity, everyone. Come on, like the video, hype this video, subscribe to the channel, and all of that good stuff. And you guys know the drill. Shout out your city, your mood, your vibe, your country, your providence, and all of that good stuff. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Jazzy. Good evening, Amy. Good evening, Keisha, Sister Keisha. Good evening, Sister Sonia. Good evening, everyone. Sister Gail, Sister Carolyn. Welcome, everyone. It is so good to see you here, Miss Donna. Welcome in, Bridget. Hi. Greetings, everyone. All right, guys, let's get into this. Allow me to properly introduce myself. My name is Tahira, Mother of the Ages. I am a supernatural quantum healer, a past life regressionalist, and I specialize in entity removal, guys. This is going to be important. I'm here to save you from the psyop. Can we just get saved from the psyop? There isn't any right or left. The people still talking about, we're going to vote Democrat the next time. I just want to take you and just be like, girl, no. I'm going to need you to transcend the duality. Focal point, what we always say here. We're going to get into that and how this war is another psyop. We got Jim Carey psyop, facelift, clone war psyop, and Hillary Clinton testifying, but then not really testifying. And then we all know that she's no longer living. So it's like, well, who the heck is that? Like, it's all just a psyop. And then we got some moon magic they've been doing in spell work, of course, over the collective once again. And we're going to talk about all of this. We're going to cut through all of the noise. We're going to hear directly from source. We're going to hear from my source self and tap into a little bit of automatic drawing. I am so happy to be here with you all. Welcome in, Nisi, with you all this evening. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to begin? We're going to start this, but really thank you so much. Love your headpiece. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So really quickly, guys, I am going to let you know, because it's almost time to start our quantum telepathic healing and psychic development course. So the students that already enrolled, you will be receiving your student login with the full course this week, and then we will start our first class next Saturday on March the 14th. This will run for 6 weeks. We spend two days together out of the week. You guys get to apprentice with me one-on-one and in a classroom-like setting where I'm going to be taking you guys through the almost 20 or more than 20 different quantum healing modalities. We're going to learn psionics, your telepathy, your psychokinesis, your reading energy from objects, right? We're going to explore your psychic senses. We're going to explore energy medicine and intro to Reiki, channeling, how to access the Akashic records, all of your quantum healing, anatomy and chakras and meridian clearings, breath work, guided meditation. I might teach a little bit of hypnosis too. And light language activations, you'll be getting third eye activations. In fact, this whole course is an activation. I'm an activator. So I am going to absolutely activate you. There isn't anything you need to learn. I'm here to hold space for the remembrance. That's all that I'm doing. You're going to get over 350 pages of workbook content, audio workbooks, and 24 video lessons with this course. And of course, you will have access to all of this information even after the 6 weeks. And yeah, so if you are interested, we are starting very soon. So this is the last call for anyone who is interested. If you have the heart to do this, if you don't think that you can do it, I'm here to tell you, you can do it. It's elementary. I am literally using 1, 2, 3s, ABCs, and just colors for us to actually, it's a backdoor method into our psychic gifts and abilities. You're going to need them in this season. So if you want to book a free 20-minute consultation to get more information about the course, there is a link down below somewhere. And then you can also go ahead and just email me instructions number 4 humanity@gmail.com. And I'll give you the official flyer and send you all of the details that you need to know. I'm super, super excited. I'm trying to get my, get into that energy field, right? Because that's what we're doing. It's all we're doing in life is popping into different energy fields. And this is segues us into the energy field we currently find ourselves in is very crappy. The energy field we find ourselves in is fabricated and it's false. I'm going to take a different approach in this video. See, a lot of the times I have to put the codes together, but guys, we have put so many codes together that it's already done. All we must do now is just to say it like it is, right? So I do have a little bit of automatic drawing, but let me just say it like it is, because everything is everything. And we already went through with the psychic investigation kicked off with Charlie Kirk. The Charlie Kirk situation is this. This is the same situation, this proxy war. I'm going to take you guys back through yesteryear on this channel. Every single thing that we said since the inception of Trump being picked and chosen and selected, not elected, for presidency, everything is happening. Let me start there. I said this before. I said Trump was always gonna win. Even though I felt the energy at the 11th hour, Kamala was going to win, but they switched it. Then we had a lot of Christians, and this ain't about to harp down on Christians, but I'm here to tell you, you got to get to the duality. You got to understand, you got to truly understand there's another force, a force of evil. And that's the part in church. They don't want to teach you that because you won't come and pay your money. But you got to understand that there is duality. And in the 11th hour, Kamala was going to get in, but then we had the praying Christians come along. They were praying for their savior, their Lord and Savior, Donald Trump. He's not even a Christian, by the way. He has no Christian values. This is how you know even your religions are a psyop. Because if you as a Christian can look at a Donald Trump who is clearly a racist, who is clearly misogynistic, which is clearly out of his rocker, which is clearly has, it's beyond high self-esteem. It's something off the Richter scale. If you are a Christian and you can look at him and say, oh, he holds the Christian values, then baby, then you and I, we not in communion with the same God, with the same Christ. We can't be. It ain't even possible to be. And I saw at the 11th hour, I saw some quantum computing machines, and I think this was executed by Elon Musk. Elon Musk used some sort of trickery technology and got him in, cheated essentially in the poll to get him in at the 11th hour. And let me tell you what happened behind the scenes, because I'm channeling this right now. I can see Kamala. You see how Kamala came up and she's like, just accept it, he won. She was told to say that. So don't try to be like, oh, poor Kamala. No, guys. Right and left and right, two sides of the same coin. You have to know that. So I saw it at the 11th hour. They told Kamala that she's going to step down and let him step in. I would not be surprised if they paid her a fee is what I am getting, at least $300,000. She was paid a fee to have a peaceful, parting of that. I'm just saying, why was President Trump going to be president? Why was he going to be president? We've already spoke about this in the Charlie Kirk psychic investigation. He was always going to be president because we needed his energy field. Oh boy, sources here. So now I'm speaking from, outside of this realm. It's all about energy fields. We needed the energy field that Trump possesses, the energy field of races being misogynistic, of being, uber, wealthy, almost disgustingly wealthy. We needed that energy field because it's time for the karmic mirror. It's time for the karmic mirror. It's time for the karmic mirror. Hey, it's time for the karmic mirror. Sorry. We needed that because humanity had to see the karmic mirror. And the reason why we had to see the karmic mirror, because of a little something called the end of the age portal, a little something called the reset, a little something called the Exodus, and how I was talking about, you guys were coming in when there was an Exodus portal. You guys were getting healed and cleansed from all of the creepy crawly entities, right? So we all of the work we've been doing here for the past year and a half has now all snowballed into this. This is how prophecies work. This is how messages work. It doesn't work just right then. It's sometimes it's a slow progression because the energy field has to line up. So Trump was always going to be president because the cosmos, because your higher self needed the ignorance of him so that we could take a look at some very important things. And one of those things, guys, it's playing out right now, just so chef's kiss so beautifully. Do you understand how I'm talking? I'm talking like I'm not here experiencing it. Right? This is where you got to get to, because if you're in this field, that's what they want. And I'm going to get to that because they want to take something from you. We're going to get to that. But notice how I'm talking about it. I'm above the rim. We are above the clouds, above the firmament, right? This is how we got to talk about it from our higher dimensional self. This is the trickery right now because you have access to all of you. All five bodies of consciousness, your higher self, your oversoul. You have access to that blueprint. You have access to it. They don't want you to know that. They didn't want you to understand that 2026 gave you access because we already went through the eye of the needle. We already looked at that karmic mirror, and Trump provided the energy field for us to see ourselves. Are you holding on to any biases? Are you grabbing women by the you-know-what still? Are you, I remember remote viewing him and he was telling some racially charged jokes on Air Force One. Matter of fact, that's our plane. Break yourself, fool. That's our plane. That's our stuff. We are the taxpayers. Well, some of y'all are the taxpayers. And I say that you see, guys, you have all the power. You have no idea. They work for us. We don't work for them. We do not work for them. We don't work for them. So if you want to be racist, go for it. But you ain't going to do it on my plane. You ain't going to do it in my sky. You got to take the authority. You're not going to do it addressing my nation. You got to take the authority. You see where I'm going with this? You have all the power. But we've given our power away. I'm going to get to that. Ooh, I think I'm on fire today. I'm going to get to that of how we've given our power away. But let me stay right here. We've given our power away because they taught us about this thing called a savior. Let's hold that in our back pocket. They taught us about this thing called a savior. And we've been running off of a savior complex ever since. It was a trick to teach you about a savior, because if they teach you that a savior is coming, then you will live and die, be born again, live and die, be born again, and you will still be waiting for the Savior when all along you have the Savior's code, DNA, the Christ consciousness inside of you. So it's a scam and a trick trip. It's a trip. I wanted to say it's a trip, but it was coming out like falling trip. It's a way to trip you, to make you fall. The savior complex. We need to go in and kill that. Bring in the kill switch. This is how humanity has never activated the divinity within, because they kept telling us to look without. The old age was all about the outwardly God, the external everything. This new Aquarian age is all about the internal God. And in some regards, the reason why nothing feels the same is because it is not, besides the fact that they took a whole 30, 50 years. Do you know Ethiopia? By the way, that's one of the places I'm looking to move to. I don't know. There's a lot. I'm looking to a lot of places. Italy, Ethiopia, Egypt. Guys. Oh, what was that? I don't like hot weather. So I don't know how well I'm going to do in places like that. I hate hot weather. And I know that is strange. I know that's strange because I know I'm melanated, but baby, me and the sun, we just never have gotten along. I don't know what it is. Maybe my body's reacting to the fake sun, and maybe it's been fake for a very long time. But that's a sidebar. So anywho, Trump was always going to be president because we had to see the karmic mirror. The karmic mirror allows you to see both sides of the coin, allows you to see the left and the right. So it's very scary that I see people on timelines talking about, and even Nick Fuentes, who, girl, he's like the ultimate drifter. He's like, oh, if I don't see what I want to see in the primaries, I'm just going to vote blue. And a lot of people are like, we're just going to vote Democrat. You have no idea how this irks me. That's not the point. We didn't do all this work. We didn't evolve from where we evolved from to get to this point, to literally see all this playing out, to see. And by the way, I'm still going to talk about the Epstein files, because this war is a distraction, because Trump, you eating children, you drinking blood too. And your name and your hands got blood on them. And I'm not going to ever forget about that. Your psychological games and warfare, it ain't working over here. You got something to answer to. We still talking about the Epstein files, because you are eating babies and drinking blood. And yes, you got to call, when you see a demon, you call out a demon. That's where we got to get to. And they're all demonic. Every single last one of them. I used to work in Hollywood. I've been around billionaires. I've been around millionaires. I've been around these people. Why do you think I'm not there anymore? Because it is demonic. As soon as I saw it's demonic, like my dad say, get your hat. You know, my dad would always say, something was going on in there. I got to get my hat, meaning let me get my hat and leave. I had to get my hat out of Hollywood. Like, that's a demon. That's a demon. She's a demon. He's a demon. They all demons. It became very apparent. I'm sitting here. It's given, like, let me put it to you like this. Out of my office working at Judge Judy, right? How many real people were there? We probably had about maybe 43 people that worked in our production office. Baby, it's given that there was only like 6 or 7 of us that were actually soul essence being. When you see it, you can't unsee it. Like, that's a demon, that's a demon, that's a demon. That's something else. No. So anywho, Trump was always, we needed his field. From our oversoul, we needed Trump's field. From the cosmic sphere, we have 2 ages right here. And in the middle, we have a duality focal point. We have the dark void womb, the source womb, the feminine womb. We have that. And we have to cross the bridge. We have to leave something behind to get to the new age. We have to leave something behind in order to get to the new age, which is all about the waters. And I've already prepped and primed you guys with the Cosmic Bible, talking about the spirit consciousness. It's all about the water, because you're going to come to know that we are underwater. I've been channeling this for a while, but they will say it very soon. In the next few years, if not this year, they will say, or maybe it might be a hypothesis. They might say that they think that Earth is underwater, that the sky above is actually water. We've been talking about this. It is. As above, so below. That's the law. As within, so without. So the air around you is water. Water is consciousness, because if you drain all the water out of your body, you will lose consciousness. If you're dehydrated for too long, you will lose consciousness, because the water in your body is your consciousness, and your consciousness houses your conscious. You don't need a judge. You don't need a jury. You don't need someone, a government, G-O-V, G-O-D, same thing. They're trying to fashion it off of God, the God that you gave you. There is no word for the all. There isn't any word for the great mother, for the great divine. There isn't words for it. They're just trying to fashion G-O-V off of G-O-D, because they've given you a savior complex, and it's coded in your gene now, so that you would get to the end of the age. And guess what you would do? You would be selling everything, waiting out there for the rapture, instead of looking at both sides of the coin, looking at the right and the left, the good and the evil, and saying, I need to be somewhere in between. And once that happens, right? That's somewhere in between, you have just collapsed the false matrix timeline. That's it. And that's all. That's what we're doing. This is why the energy is so dense too. You are supposed to collapse time. This is what we are doing in this season, in this year, in this portal. Over the last few portals, the 222 portal. My father passed away, the 222 portal. He went through that portal. My mother came to get him. He went through that portal. We have another portal coming up. This portal coming up, I spoke about this a few days ago, maybe 2 or 3 days ago, the non-corporeal spirits. That's why they got the fake proxy war. It's a proxy war, America. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Unless I call for you. It's a proxy war. Because America, the only reason why you were able to be America, because you promised that you would run proxy wars. It's all scam. And I ain't looking to that. I'm looking to the hills, baby. From whence does my help comes from? My help comes from the Lord, creator of heaven and earth. Do you see how when you're just tapped in, you don't even have to remember anything. You don't have to remember any scriptures. You're the living word. You are the living word. It just will come up when you need it, because that is how your human technology works. It's how the subconscious mind works. You just saved yourself right there. You are the savior. The Christ consciousness is encoded within your DNA. And this is the biggest thing that I want you guys to get. We needed Trump, our oversoul, our higher self, our cosmic families. We needed Trump. We hired him. And now he's a clone or a Baal or whatever. We hired him to play this role. We're talking from higher self now. Because how else are the earth children going to see the darkness within? We needed his field to pull out the impurities of this purge that we're going through. We had to see the racism again. We had to have it. We had to have Trump, because we had never healed past this thing called slavery and called racism. How do you think you're going to be, if you are a religious, a Christian, if you have never dealt with the original OG, what's happening in the Epstein files, human trafficking and cannibalism and all of that. All of that stuff was happening back then, and people said no big deal. You even had Charlie Kirk saying all of these like skewed stats that they hired him and brainwashed him to say since he was like young about Black people, when in fact the real problem apparently is not Black people. Apparently the real problem is the demons that are in charge, cloaking like they're humans, but they're not. And these are the same energies that have been in control since the inception of this false timeline, this false time matrix. It is a time matrix, and time is false. You have to know you are living in an illusionary world because there is time. There's only energy fields. When we pop in from one energy field to the next energy field, this is what moves the cosmic time clock. There isn't any time. There's only energy. There's only the shift in energy. So the whole point is we have Trump, and we got to see the racism again. We got to see slavery again. The only difference is a lot of people who were still holding on to some of their subconscious, racism or even their ancestral stuff, right? Because these are things we have to work through. We had no idea we would see slavery again, but we would see it in the form of now white people being enslaved with the Epstein files, and white people being human trafficked in large numbers. Not to say it's not happening. It happens, especially in DC. A lot of Black people go missing, Black women, every single year. But I'm saying on a mass scale, what the mirror allowed us to see, higher self, which is beyond any sort of skin color or meat suit. What our higher self said, hey, we have to see it, but we have to see it now as the polarity in order for humanity. Our cosmic families are saying, yes, we're going to show the mirror, but let's make it the opposite so that they will get it. So now what we're looking at is this 400-year period of time, which, by the way, the true Israelites, if you read the Bible, it talks about them being enslaved for the 400 years. That's over. So now that the captivity of the true Israelites are over, look, everything's falling down. And a lot of people are asking, well, where's Black people at? How come Black people are acting like they don't care? Because we've done our time. We've done our time. We know, we channeled this. The Most High said, hey, I'm going to allow people to rule over you because I don't like some of your haughty ways. I don't like the materialism. I don't like the haughtiness. I don't like the arrogance. I don't like that. And so because this certain group of people disobeyed the teachings that were pressed down and shaken together on the heart space. Guys, it's a cosmic communication. It ain't like the people are here. No, we used to have access to the celestials. We used to be able to look at the stars when the stars were real. That's our star family up there. You are a star too. That's who you are, literally. So we used to have a divine communication, but they took it and they made it seem like everything was happening here. No. We could have this plane here, but we could also have the other existences. We could call that in. We already had the holograph technology. We could call in ancestors in front of us. We could call in star families. We can call in giants. We can call these things in. We can call in Source. We could call in Yeshua. We called those things in and they were real, but they were not necessarily as they say it, everything happening all within one space-time. No, that's not how it was. And when we have that, when we had this, I guess, being disobedient, right, to the source codes, right, then we lost that technology. And so anything that we get back now, we already had that technology. We were already having the hologram. We already had that. This is old stuff. So Elon Musk ain't bringing nothing new. None of these people are bringing nothing new. We don't need them. Fire them all. My dad would say, my dad be like, I'm going to fire him. He was serious too. That's how we gotta get to it. We gotta get like that. Do you see this? Do you see how low filled the energy is? Like when you're just going about your day. Do you see now when we talk about this from our higher dimensional self? Do you see how much life force this is? Do you see how much power? Do you see how much like I always talk about becoming the giant of your soul, like expanding your chest and just understanding that you run this. This is you. You run all of this. You run every bit of it because you are the divine. They are not. And if we just take this stature and we don't go the escape route, oh, I'm going to vote for Democrat the next time. The big bad MAGAs are out running amok. I'm going to run to the big blue. If we don't do that foolishness, if we say crash the whole system, let it burn, fire and brimstone must come. But if you take this stature, you will be standing. You won't even burn. You'll be standing in the mist. What? 1,000 may fall on this side and 10,000 at my right hand, but it will not come for you. Only you will look with your eyes and see the reward for the wicked. This is what's happening. Everyone's getting their portion now. You don't even have to manifest anymore. You don't even have to do any of that. You just stand in the I am. You have all of the authority. And how you take your authority is that you point these people out and you tell them exactly who they are. That's a demon. That's a demon. You a Satanist. You a lie. You're demonic. Do you see what you're doing? You're switching. You're taking yourself back. You're putting yourself back where you're supposed to be, on the throne, because we are sons and daughters of the Most High. That's our energy level. We're on the throne. And you are putting these lower field energies where they belong, in the negative dimensions. They're not even here. That's why they have the clones. Don't get fooled with the Jim Carey stuff. Jim Carey been gone since like 1990 or early 2000. He has been already gone. Do not get fooled. How they're saying, oh, someone came out and took responsibility that it was some artist who, no, it's not. That's a test. So when the non-corporeal spirits come in that don't have bodies and they start body hopping into anything, and I mean anything, if they can get their hand on a clone, if they can get their hand on you, if they can get their hand on an object, that's where they'll be. Because all their little creepy crawlies is coming out to keep you from going over the bridge, the threshold to not the new earth, to the new expanded consciousness. We are just going from the old age and we're going through the void. When you go through the void, the duality focal point, by collapsing the fake time matrix, by getting out of, I'm going to vote for the big blue. Oh, I'm a race loyalist, when these are not even, these are just earth suits. When you get recycled down here in the matrix, you don't get to pick what body you get. They're going to throw you into any vessel they can get you in so that you can run their false time matrix. So you got to get out of all of that stuff and get back to the heart. The heart will always be judged by the heart. And this is the equivalency of going through the duality focal point, or going from one age, then we have the void here, and then we have the new age where you get to tap into your own divinity. That is why we have the proxy war. It is the only reason why we have the proxy war. It's to keep you from you. Message. To keep you from you. Christ. to keep the Christ body offline so that they can plug into the Christ energy and be using it for their proxy wars. That's what we're watching. Look at any news coverage. I don't even need to bring this stuff up, bring up pictures. Look at it. Look at it. It's all fake and staged. It's Hollywood production, by the way. You can't tell me that ain't a Hollywood production because I can see, I know Hollywood when I see it. That is a Hollywood production. Every clip, every video. How do you got the perfect angles? Who's filming? Let me ask you this. Who hired, who said, yes, I'm going to go get a job right now. I'm going to film the American war. I am going to film that war. I'm going to be in the middle, almost getting my head blown off, but it'll be worth it because I'm about to film this war. Who's hiring for that, y'all? Tell you who's hiring? Hollywood. That's who. You know they have people filming, right? That's Hollywood. If you have people filming, then it's a production. And let me tell you how deep it gets. They have a production budget. And if you have a production budget, then you have a producer. If you have a producer, you have a director of that war. If you have a director of that war, then you have a second assistant director. Then you have the cameraman. Then you have the second and third assistant cameramen. And then you have a production manager. And then you have production assistants. See where I'm going with this? It's a whole production. Otherwise, the pictures we would get would be on someone's phone. It'll be coming from civilians just hiding out, filming. That's what we would get. We wouldn't get the cranes. We would not get the drones. It's all fake. You have to know that. It's a clown show. It's clown world. Thank you. It's clown world, y'all. And I feel the energy. I can feel, even though I haven't watched one thing, I don't even know who else is in the war. I don't know. And I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. And you're going to think, oh boy, this is code. Nope. This is where you better get on code. You better get on this code. I don't care. And the reason why you cannot care is because the only reason why the proxy war is here is to keep you from going to the void. You know those choices that you get when you pass away. You can go into the light or you can go into the darkness. When you go into the light, you get recycled. You end up back, wham, wham, wham. Got to run the show all over again. And hopefully that you wake up before you get clicked off again. But when we have an opportunity now, we're going through the void. And we're going through the void while we are still, what? I'm going to say it. Dead, because this time loop matrix, it's not real. We are in a dream state. I'm learning something in this moment. I don't think there's any other way to get to that void. I think you get to the void when you're still sleeping. I think once, if you wait until you pass away, I think it's too late. I do. I'm getting that in this moment. And I'm going to reframe that. Not being dead in like physicality, right? But your real life is not here. Just like the negative beings are broadcasting from the negative dimension, what some people call hell, they're broadcasting into the avatars and clones, and then they're controlling all the elites. You're also, I'm talking from oversoul. There's a part of your soul that has never stepped into creation, just like the part of source that has never stepped in creation. part of source that has never expressed a thought wave of singularity. There's a part of you that is just literally holding space for you to have this experience. So in that essence, you are also broadcasting part of yourself. You are broadcasting right now on channel 125. You're broadcasting your signal. Your star signal is being broadcast down here into this avatar when you are a true soul essence being. I'm getting a lot right now. We're tapping into the reincarnation soul trap. Guys, I'm a conscious channeler. So this message is brought by the channel of the universe, you guys. So please go ahead and subscribe and like the video. So you have to go through the void. You don't just get to go through this void. See, when you step into this matrix game, you better be willing to play for an entire age, if not more, which lasts for over 2,000 years. We go through the void during the cusp periods from one age to the next. It doesn't matter if you think that you're in physicality, but you're just broadcasting your signal through soul and spirit. Your oversoul is always well, right? So you only get to go through the duality focal point through the void during these cusp periods, because naturally, the energy field opens up because it's a massive portal. How are you going to get from one energy signature to the next? It's a portal. It has to have an egress and an entrance. So it opens up. And what is happening right now, this is how powerful we are. What's happening right now is there's a rebirth happening. Think about what's happening. They have war, death, and destruction happening during the time that you're supposed to be going through a rebirth. Tomorrow, actually, the 3-3 portal is a very powerful day to release, because you have to release the old code, stagnation, the old, lies of the enemy, the old time loop psyop. You have to release that. And then as we go a bit further, especially after the Passover, where we talked about they're going to be eating of people's bodies. And we spoke about that, of them eating Charlie Kirk around that time, and then saving some nibbles and bits for the Bohemian Grove in July, because the War of the Shadows that we spoke about is happening in July, right? Hopefully we don't get a strike come July, but there will be heavy energy in July, the War of the Shadows. God will face his shadow in July was the message that I got a few weeks ago. But the thing about it is there's a proxy war happening. It ain't got nothing to do with America. We're just a proxy war. That's how we get paid. It's a scrap together. I'm sorry, I got to break it down. I know we love our country. I love my country, but I got to say it. It was not built on, it was built on lies. It was built on slavery. It was built on murder. It was built on energy trafficking, human trafficking, cannibalism. It was built on all that. So that's why you have the Epstein files, because the same energy will it will meet you. You wait. You do something, you think you're getting away with it. No, baby, that energy will meet you. You say, I'll meet you there. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll meet you there. That energy met us in this year. It met us at the end of the age. The end of the age. The gatekeeper. Baby, it could be an entity. No. It's saying you ain't getting out of this age. Because you know what I would always say about the zodiac. These are actual gods. Because it's an energy that you're forced to live under every month and every age. You're forced to live under a certain astrological sign and energy, right? So it's like a zodiac god. What the zodiac god is standing at the end of the Piscean age, right? Which was all about the external, God and Jesus, and everything is exerting energy, life force from within, outside. That's the Piscean age. Then we have a zodiac god just waiting there, right? And then we have this space, this darkness, this dark matter, this void. And then we have on the other side of the void, we have the Aquarian age, which saying, hey, we get to play in water. We get to, and which is consciousness. We get to expand. We get to experience. We get to experience our own spirit consciousness, water from within, which is goes back to the Divine Mother. So when I say that there will be I call it the Christ daughter. And what this is in this new age is there is an energy a lot like Christ, but it will come in a feminine form. We will experience a Christ daughter energy. And the Christ daughter energy it's all within you. Nothing is happening outside of yourself. Everything's you pushed out, because as above, so below, as within, so without. And right now, the proxy war, the war and destruction is happening where you are literally having your rebirth. They don't want you to meet you. They don't want you meeting you. They wanted to keep you asleep, in the death state, in the dream state. The only way to get that rebirth, to get to that dark void, is to leave something behind. The Piscean God is saying you have to leave something behind. Remember, I kept talking about that movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind. You have to leave the world behind. And the world is all of the systems that you believed in, that you thought were real. Every bit of it was constructed as pillars of a false time matrix for looping and for siphoning, like the Colosseum, siphoning energy. And you have to leave the world behind. You have to leave these systems of power and control behind. You kind of have to leave your beloved capitalism behind. You're going to have to leave that behind. It can't go because it lacks balance. It can't go. And there's a lot of us who are capitalists. We don't think of ourselves like that. But if you are in America, your whole system is capitalism. So in some way, you are part of it. That can't go. And here's the beauty. When you release the need for that, the flow comes in, the feminine flow of source, and you get more. That's the trick. You get more because the flow is the energy, and money is a currency. That's why the maritime law thing had to end with with our money being on cargo ships, and everything is about moving money over water, because they know they're not real. What they're hoping is they have to move it through us, because remember, you are water. You're mostly water. You have the spirit consciousness, which is water inside of your body. The whole financial system going to the bank. What do? You bank and you dock a boat. And all of this is the whole money system, is the maritime law system, is all about water, because they have to line it up with the true actual currency, which is spirit consciousness. That's why this is the war. When Trump entered the chat, it was always the war on consciousness. When his ear, so to speak, got clipped, that was the beginning of the war on consciousness. Remember, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. That's the energy field that we're in. Like the video, please subscribe to the channel, guys. That's the energy field that we are in. So they had to line that up with soul and spirit. All they've been doing is using us to power them. Even their false they can't even get a currency, because they're not a currency. You are the quantum currency. They can't even get a currency because they lack current, because they are dead, because it's a false timeline. And it's a dead timeline. It's a timeline of death and destruction. If we've been dealing with Democrat and Republican for how many years now? So it's foolish to think you're going to run over to your other savior, the savior complex, they gave that to you. It's a lie. The savior happens when you cleanse and you purge out the negative vibrations and low field thought forms that they gave you. And then your savior genes and DNA will activate. This is how you save yourself. It's the purification of your own self. That's how you save yourself. So if you think you're going to run to the big blue or whatever it is, this is why we've been looped up. This is why we can't get out of here, because of these people who, they're not real. And now it leads me to what we call these NPCs. See, there has to be a certain amount of people that were constructed. You guys remember, I was watching some TikToks. I don't know, was it a few years ago or last year or something like that, when they was talking about the Cabbage Patch Kids, where like something happened, because I think we do these resets all the time. Something happened and they start making babies in incubators. That's when the rise of the NPCs came. Maybe the children weren't baked all the way real good. I don't know. But no, that was a way to put these robots. See, we're already been robots. To put these robots, these false people that are not birth of soul and spirit, into the gene pool, it's okay. So this is what Source is saying. They're not even really in the gene pool because they can't carry code. Their gene sequence is blacked out. So if they can birth you, right? Because a soul of soul and spirit, Source can bring soul and spirit through any vessel. But it's like a blacked out code. If you have a mother that's an NPC or a father, when you look into the gene code, it's like you're almost taking a look into, it's a code and a bunch of different numbers of how you are made up and how other ancestors are made up. It's all like on a spread, on a grid. Then I see a lot of black squares. Those are the NPCs. They don't get code because they don't have code, because they don't have current. They're just part of that, when they were having them children in incubators. See, they already knew this time would come. Don't you think they understood the end of the age where you would meet with yourself and see yourself and understand that you are the divine? They knew this was coming, so they start planning a long time ago to birth these people into our system. And this is also why it seems hard, because you can't get everyone on one accord. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to get the NPCs on one accord. We don't have to get them on anything, because even if you had them, they can't add nothing to this. Source is on fire. They can't add nothing to this because they don't have the spark. And that's why all these fake stars, when you go out to Hollywood and you get all the people who are making it and you're like, they don't even got no talent. They have to use those people because they're only here to siphon from your star. That's why they call them stars, because you are the star. You are a literal star in the sky. That is what you are. And so it's just a way all they do is they set up all these false systems and false people to try. They've been trying to do this slowly, siphon every bit of what you are. So I'm going to urge you guys to purge out tomorrow, to release the lower third. It's the things that are too heavy. They can't go. They ain't going nowhere fast. If you got heaviness in the heart, if you got heaviness in your relationships, if you got heaviness within your own traumas, it can't go. You have to leave this world behind. If you're looking at the news, Lord, please don't look at the news. If you're looking at the news, it can't go. It's a trick. Because instead of you seeing the mirror, right, you're just getting a low field vibration that will gridlock you in to the lower third when you are supposed to be leaving that behind. And all of their systems are part of the lower third. Their whole religions is built on a lie. It's all, religion. My dad knows a lot. Religions used to be the first political parties. If you watch any of those old movies where they'll be talking about the Protestants want this and this wants that, those are political parties. They tricked you and said that, oh, this is from God. God ain't part of no religion. God ain't got nothing to do with this world system. God has nothing to do with the world system. You do. So when you go to church, you're bringing the God. You are bringing the God because the God flows through you, but it's not the building. It's not the institution that's bringing the God. Oh, I got to show up to church because I got to meet with God. You are the one bringing the God to the storehouse. You're bringing God to them. Without you, spark soul from the cosmos, they have no God. Message. I wish I had a bell. Something. Without you, they have no God. Because I'm already in the vibration of this new expanded consciousness, which is just the new age, that now your consciousness gets to your avatar. Your avatar it's beyond just this, your avatar consciousness, because your oversoul is already projecting into this vessel. Now in the expanded consciousness, we're going to get more spirit consciousness, more things broadcasted from the upper realms, right? So you are the one bringing God to the storehouse. It's you. It is you. See, if you understand this and you expand from this point of coherence, baby, there is nothing that they can do. Now, will life get hard? Absolutely. And it does. Will it get murky? Will the waters get murky sometimes? Yes, they will. They will. But this is the time, baby, that it's time to bring the strength of the ancestors out. And I am tapped all the way in. And right now I just have the strength of my father, because he was literally a soldier. And also he was a soldier, right? In his everyday life. He was very structured in that way. And this is where you tap. It's not the time to lose it. A lot of people out there losing it. That's not the time. It's time to soldier up. It's time to expand here in the heart space, become the giant of the soul. Your soul is so massive, but you want to take up a small little spot like this. And then we got the people on the world stage who are not even real. They're freaking in hell. They're in a negative dimension, broadcasting shadows and illusion because we're in a dream state. They're the creepy crawly people chasing you in the dream. They're not even real. And we are letting them control us like what? No, baby, we're taking ourselves back. And all you have to do, you have to turn off their lies, turn it off. That's why I said it boldly. I don't care about this war. I don't care. And this is how you shatter their entire system. When you leave the world behind and you go through the void. Because they were just like, no, wait, we got one more trick. MTM. Wait, humanity. Wait. I know. Let's bring out the war. We got to get him this way. This is going to work. This is going to work. The Epstein files didn't get him. The Charlie Kirk psyop. Wait, humanity. Wait. No, God, just give us one more chance. We got one more trick. We got a war. Surely they will respond to this. I don't care. Blow it up, baby. Blow the world up. I don't care. I don't care because I'm infinite and you're infinite. And this is how you have to be. And what we start to do in this moment, we are dissolving them. They are melting. I'm melting. They are melting with every word that is being spoken. They are melting. They're melting. And this is how you take yourself back. We're mutating their code right now. We're mutating them. That's why I love when I get to remove entities. I talk to them like they're nothing. I'm not about to, you think I'm gonna, baby, I worked in Hollywood. You think I'm gonna put a demon on a pedestal? Not today, Satan. Ain't gonna never be me. I'm never gonna be afraid of a demon. Never. And you shouldn't either. I'm gonna be sitting here, oh, I'm so scared of you because you're broadcasting your illusions from hell. You don't even have a body. How you gonna be hating and you ain't even got a body? You ain't even got the artillery to even play this game. Like, seriously, you guys, you have to put these entities in their place. And I'm telling, there is no way these things will stay connected to you. Now, will it take some time? Yes, because subconsciously you have to believe it. So what you're doing is you're tricking your subconscious mind you're putting in all of the associations that you're stronger than that. You're more than a conqueror. You're putting that in by the way that you just, life and death is in the power of the tongue, right? So speak life. You are putting that into the subconscious mind. And then, baby, watch what happens, because nothing moves until you move. When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. Guys, I don't know. I'm feeling good. I wasn't feeling good earlier because I was driving down the street and I'm like, clown world. All the cars are just driving in a straight line. Why is everything in a straight line and everything's in blocks and center blocks? And today when I was like, no. Like, if you go to undeveloped countries, no, everybody get to go where they want to go. All the cars, it's just chaos. But honestly, that is real life. Everything they told you that we have so special in the West, it's for energy harvesting. It's for control, because they need your currency because they don't have it, which they need your spirit consciousness. They need your kinetic God energy. They need that. And then they bring this thing called a currency. When it's you're their currency. That's why you don't have money, because they're sucking off of you. But when you just say, I don't care about this war, click off, blow it up, blow the whole world up. Who cares? Then you're saying, I'm not afraid of what we would call the big bad wolf. Then they start to melt. And we start to reframe when we don't react to their proxy wars. Picking up what I'm throwing down. You picking up what I'm throwing down. That's how you got to be. And at the end of the day, they're trying to keep you from going through the eye of the needle, from going through the womb, the cosmic womb, the end of the age portal, which actually gets you free from here. If they can get you to, in all the proxy wars, if they can pull on your heartstrings, get your children out there fighting a false war for people that don't exist. They're literally, I'm going to say it again, broadcasting a negative vibration from hell, from the negative dimension. They're in the -3 dimension. You are in the 3rd dimension. They're in the -3 dimension. And you letting them roll. They're not even here. And all we must do is just turn their system off. Don't send me nothing. Don't send me no mail. Don't send me, you don't even have my address. Don't send me nothing, because I won't answer, because I live in my own world. I live in my complete own world. Do not contact me. If I need you, I know how to find you. Government, I know how to find you. If I need you, I'll contact you. Don't contact me. Me and you have nothing to do with each other. You're a demon. That's just what you are. And so I don't have no business with you. You are protected by your words. You are who you say that you are, not who they tell you and try to show you and psyop you to believe that you are. You are who you say that you are. Soul and spirit, you are who you say that you are. And all you must do is turn off their clown world, their foolishness, their Hollywood production. They're sitting here taking, who gets a war from every angle? Who has a budget for filming a war? Is that a war, or is that just a psyop? It's a psyop. It's just a psyop. Is what it is. We are in a birthing canal right now. I'm reading the automatic drawing right now. We're in a birthing canal. That's where we're supposed to be. Well, we got some people in the collective that are busybodies. Stop being a busybody. We have nothing to do with them. They're not like us. They're not us. They wanted to tell you it was a skin color thing. That's a lie, and it's a scam. Have you ever met a black-white person or a white-black person? I have. It's a lie. It's either you have soul, you have a soul and a spirit, or you don't. It's just that simple. Stop being a busybody and get out of their business. Listening to what they have to say. What a demon has to say? Really? We listen to what demons have to say? Is that what we're doing, humanity? This is why you can't evolve. Because right when you get to the end of the age portal, they pull something like this, another catastrophe, another catastrophic event. They'll even go as low as to burn down a whole place and then have the audacity to ask you for donations. They use your tax dollars to burn it down, and then they want your dollars. Now, mind you, you already pay taxes. Now, then they get on TV, and those same countries want your dollars to build it back up. So who's running who? You're creating the war because you're paying it to this false fraudulent system. And then you giving the charity because you're like, oh, we got to give charity, but you're giving the charity back again. So you being double, triple, quadruple taxed. You didn't paid for the whole war to tear it down, and then you're paying for the new skyline to build it up in Gaza. Stop being a busybody and get out of their business. We have nothing to do with them. We have nothing to do with them. They are demons, and they're not human, and they're not godly. In fact, they don't even exist in this realm. They have found a way to Colosseum us on this false round globe that they say we're in, get you to believe it, to Colosseum you, and to siphon your energy and to keep it going around. So even when you think you're getting into flow, they got you in a Rome system. And even when you think you're getting justice, Iran, because there's some foolish Iranians over there that are thanking President Trump, you have no idea. What do you think happens next? They'll never leave. You thought you had a demon. You just wait. And the demon that we get in the West has sweet lips, very sweet lips. And the demons that we get in the West, they may even give you a, so to speak, tax credit after they take your money first and just give you back what they took, but not all of it. So it's just a whole nother scam that is about to be ran on the Iranian people. Just saying. It's time to head to the hills. You will know when it's time to go to the hills. Going to the hills, it talks about this in the Bible, but it's a few things. Going above sea level. Raising the Kundalini to the seventh sphere. Getting out of the minutia and getting back on the Christ vibration, which is naturally heightened. So we're headed to the mountains. And what are the mountains? If you have the Cosmic Bible, the mountains are what? Stuck, dried energy. The physical mountains you see are gods. See, they don't want They don't want me saying this, and they don't want you knowing this. They don't want you going through the duality focal point, going through this dark void, this birthing womb right now. That's why they got you into the proxy war. They don't want that, because you are going to be the one to awaken the gods, to awaken the energies that are in those mountains. That's why they're creepy crawlies, they're non-corporeal spirits that we spoke about a few videos back are coming through right now. And they're coming through you, because they have you lowered in frequency. But if you leave their world behind and give back the world, everything this world gave to you, give it back to the Piscean zodiac god. You leave it behind, because you're about to have the death that leads to the rebirth. And the death is when you hand them back what they gave. You say, no, thank you, I'm good. Right? It's like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. When all those other kids were being greedy, and they were, having the big, gummy bears and the chocolate water fountains and all of this stuff. And Charlie wasn't even trying to take anything. And I think at the end, he even gave Willy Wonka something back, When you give the system back, you gain the whole world. That's the only way you can be in flow. That's the only way the chi happens. That's the chi, that state, the chi is a state, that state of chi now gets you out of the siphon of the Colosseum energy. It gets you on the sovereign. It connects you to the divine breath of life, which rains down from the cosmic sphere. And there's a lot of X's showing up here today. And remember, we spoke about the X during the psychic investigation, where we were talking about the original cross had a K that broke off. Then we had, we had an X, then we had like the T, and then now we just have the stem. That was a very deep video. I think that was pretty deep, but it's one of the ways that they will try to just line up with us, because you are the one fueling the system. And if we're in a birthing season, then the X also is the X chromosome as well. And if we're in a birthing season, then, the feminine is what births. So they want to line up with the ones who are the birthing people. That's why they had to say birthing people, because they hitching a ride on us. You see how it's just a psyop because they're not real, so they have to like hitch a ride with the real systems. But y'all giving them the ride, y'all letting them in. Turn their noise off. Let's continue to build community, be real people. Love hard, laugh hard. Just forget about them. They don't exist. Once we go through this portal, this birthing portal, the end of the age portal, they truly won't exist. They're not real. Just let them have it. Let them destroy themselves. That's all they will do. But the reason why we've been feeling that they're above us is because we've been on the ride with them, watching the Hollywood production show. And then they're like, riding your back once again. Take your star away, your star essence, your star residue, your power, your energy. There's those missiles they try to send a missile, you take your true energy away, everything will fall down. That's how powerful you are. And we don't need the NPCs and the ones that they created in a lab, in an incubator some time ago to implant into, to look like there was more real soul essence beings than there truly is. We don't need those people because they don't even They don't even matter because they're not real. They have no spark. They're just blacked out when you look at it spiritually. All we need is ourselves. If we just remove our I, let that I be single. If we just remove our I from their nonsense, all those missiles would fall and probably turn back around and go back towards them. Send that back to sender. And you got to get out of this. Oh, I hope America wins the war. You got to get out of that because it's energy. If you're hoping for that, just know that you're actually bringing the fire here. You're bringing the war here when you hope for that. No, I hope that the people that are doing this get exactly what they're sending out. That's what I hope. Get exactly what it is that you're sending out. I hope that comes back to them with divine love and consciousness, because the only way they're going to know to grow. In this season, everyone must see the shadow. You ain't getting out of here because the war of the shadows is coming in July. That's when the purge, that's over. That's it. That's the last energy that's coming for the purge. After that, that's it. Yeah, I hope that everything they sent out gets returned back to them. That's my prayer and that's my hope. And this is how we clear ourselves from them, from their false timeline and time matrix. Send it all back to them. I hope you get everything that you put out and even more. They will end up detonating themselves, blowing themselves up on this timeline. And I'm talking about I'm expanding out. If you leave, then they don't have the good energy and they can only sit in their own energy because they don't have duality. Remember, they're only birthed out of, Satan. They're just spawns of Satan. They do not possess the goodness. So they are hijacking you, trafficking you, stopping you to get the God code so that they can have balance and cloak. But the moment you leave their world behind, everything gets sent back to them. They have to sit in their own energy, which is darkness. And then they will just implode on themselves. That's it. That's it. And that's all, folks. That's it. Guys, like the video and subscribe to the channel. I think that's truly all that I want to say today. And thank you, everyone, for commenting. And hi, Sister Natalie. Hi, Atmos. Hello, Annie. I know I missed a few people, but that's pretty much it. Bye-bye, Archons. Yes, that's it. Archons are gone, guys. You guys have no idea. This is the last hope. Wait, God, we got one more thing we want to try. This is the Satan energy. I know we're going to get them now. We're going to bring this false war. We're about to lower them. We're about to get their kids out here. And I just know they're going to come back running. They're not going to go through the duality focal point. They're not about to go through the rebirth to the Aquarian age where they gain access to their divinity. And then we're really over because we've been telling them that we're going to bring the Savior. We're going to bring the Savior. God, we just got one more thing. Let us try this one last thing. And I say, click off. Return that stuff back to sender. Do you see how empowered we are now? As of, I don't know, there's a lot of people on different channels and, they're really into this stuff. And no, it's good content. It's great content, but it doesn't bring solutions. It doesn't. This is how you be solution oriented. And we don't care about the NPCs or the ones created in incubators and in labs. All we need is ourselves to do this. That's it. And that is all. Yep. I love you guys so very much. I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so very much for being here, for tuning in to the broadcast from the higher dimensions. This was like my oversoul that was just delivering the message. And I think it was the collective oversoul. And we needed to remind ourselves of what time it is. It's time, guys. It's finally time to go through the eye of the needle. It's time to be birthed out. We're going through the void. This is how we avoid the clone wars, right? This is how we avoid the archons. We've been waiting for the void. Source is saying it doesn't happen when you pass. No, you have to awaken while you are still asleep. You have to awaken now. Then you get access to this at the end of an age. You have a very, 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 it's in a very important time for everyone to purge out, for everyone to leave the lower third behind, the lower part of themselves. And the reason why Source calls it the lower third, because Source told me how this matrix realm is coded. It's coded as 2/3 good, 2/3 good, and 1/3 bad. And that's when I keep talking about leave the lower third, because Source is all good. But when you have come into these denser realms, because they got their negative frequency broadcasting, then we got to leave that part behind. We leave the lower third behind. And then the detachment, the cords and everything, you get out of the Colosseum, the siphon arena. And then now you float, because you're truly going through a rebirth. This is what's happening. And that's why the war is here. And that's why the Epstein was here. And that's why Charlie Kirk, everything is all connected. It's you that is waiting on you. And it's you that has all the power. It's you that is the currency, the quantum currency. It's you that is powering the entire system. Once you withdraw from the war, get this, thank you, Source. Once you withdraw from the war, then so it will be. Withdraw your energy from the war, from the proxy war. Don't take too much care in country. All countries will crumble because we're moving into the one world system anyway. That's what Source is saying. Oh, I love you too, Keisha. Thank you for the email. I know I have to reach out. I just, been so busy with the, my father's plans and all of that stuff. But yeah, so I'll reach out and we'll just pop into on our Zoom, right, in the Cosmic Ministry soon, just to like chit chat and stuff, guys. So thank you so much. So people need to look into their heart and see that they already know self, peace, Jesus, and Source. Therefore, God's rules. What you have to do is know who you are, right, and apply the knowledge. Thank you, Jama. Yes, you already have it. You're the only one that has it. They don't have it. You are the only one that has it. The absolute only one. Hi, sweet Natalie. Oh, sweet dreams to you, Tahira. Oh, I know it's really late there, right, where you are. And to all of us, as no weapon formed against us shall prosper, baby, but return to sender. I love it. Yep. So Source is saying the war will be over when you withdraw from the war. And that's what we can do. Ho'oponopono it. And because, and that's why every time we go into Cosmic Ministry, we hold that Ho'oponopono, because it literally allows you to unplug from the system. You just take responsibility for everything and you just clear it up. We don't have to wait for the government. No, we just go inside of ourselves and realize that we are the power in it, and we just get rid of it that way. It's really that simple, but you gotta, get out of their business and leave these demons to their own, let them break their own tools. just get out of their system. I wouldn't even, nope, don't call me for nothing. Don't send me nothing. Nope, 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 nope. You don't exist to me. Turn them off. Click off. Bye, guys. Oh, Tahira, your head wrap. It was so beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yes. I'll be having a lot more head wraps because I am like, oh, what was that? Oh, sorry, someone's called me. Yep, I'm on a journey right now, so we will see where this all goes, baby. Maybe I'm getting ready for Ethiopia. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. All right, guys. I love you so very much. I love you. Love you. I love you. Oh.